During my meditation, my breath becomes more still, and suddenly it seems to stop. I have experienced this many times, but I can't avoid feeling scared. What should I do? When I first started meditating, I remember going to Puja Swamiji, my guru, and saying something very similar to that, actually. Because while there's so many different paths and techniques of meditation, of course, and I always hesitate a little bit to make any general statements because there's so many different techniques, and there really isn't anything that's more right or wrong or better or worse. Meditation is really a vehicle to get us across from the ordinary consciousness in which we live most of the time, where we identify just as the body and our whole life is just this material existence, and how much pleasure can I get and how much pain can I avoid and how many nice things can I grab and grasp and accumulate, and how much can I avoid losing my nice things. That's the way that most of us live. And so meditation takes us from that into the truth of who we really are, an experience of the self. And there's an infinite number of ways to get there. That being said, the question is about a very specific piece, so I'll share about it. But if this doesn't happen to you in your meditation, don't worry. If your meditation experience is something completely different, but it's taking you into the truth of who you are, and it's connecting you to God and to yourself and to the universe, then it's right. But in this case, I also practice a meditation that involves the breath. And when I first started practicing, what I would find is that in the beginning I was aware of my breath, I was watching my breath, I was working with my breath. But then, after a few minutes, it would seem like my breath was stopping, like the person who's asked this question. And I would always stop the meditation at that point, or, bring my awareness back to the breath. Because the time that it seemed to stop was just when I would hit a place in my meditation where everything was so still. There was a moment where I was watching my breath, chanting my mantra, and then the mantra would start chanting itself. I no longer had to do anything. And the breath seemed to just stop. And it would scare me too. And I would always then kind of shake myself out of it and come back to the awareness of the breath. And I finally went to Puja Swamiji and said, I'm really afraid I'm going to die. And he assured me, I tell this story because with the same assurance that he gave me, I'm going to give whoever asked the question, which is, you will not die. Your breath won't stop. People don't die in meditation, unwittingly, unwillingly, just because their breath happened to stop. But there is sometimes a a very real experience of feeling like the breath will stop. But don't worry, it's not actually going to stop. The body has got an incredible survival mechanism built into it that will ensure that you breathe. So if you reach a point of such stillness that it seems like the breath is stopping, don't worry. There's no need to do what I had done at the beginning of shake yourself out of it and come back. Stay with it. You won't die. Your ego may die. Your identity may die. How you know of yourself may die. And so a lot of times actually in meditation, the feeling of the breath stopping is one thing, but there's a lot of things that come up during meditation that try to pull us back out of it. Different fearful things, different experiences that lead us to want to come out. And this is really the ego being afraid of its own death. It's not the body that's going to die. It's that as we lose that sense of this is me, and we actually start to experience more, this is me, or I am that. There's a death of the ego that has built itself upon this is me. And in its last ditch attempt to hold on to us, the ego tries to scare us out of meditation. So don't worry. It's actually a good sign. It means you're getting somewhere. It means you're getting somewhere enough that you're scaring your own ego. And so keep going. Stay with the meditation. The worst that will die, or the best that will die, is the ego. Don't worry about the body dying.